saints and the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh. We the saints of the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh.
All praise to the Most High. See these saints, we don't move like most guys. The light here so I can step with closed eyes and still see the enemy coming from both sides. Come to the saints and get sanctified. You ain't holy if you ain't got a saint to ride. I'm a saint for death and a saint for life. So it was probably the same in my ancient life. I was a man of sin that paid the price and still owe. So I'm trying to get my wages right. This for the masses. Yahweh been kicking our asses, cause we're the children of Israel, if you ask us.
We the saints of the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh. We the saints of the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh. We the saints of the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh. We the saints of the Most High. All praise to Yahweh, Ahchyam, Yahweh.
All praise to Yahawah, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahawah. What a beautiful, beautiful song, beautiful intro. One more time, let's give all praises be to the Father Yahweh and our brother, our friend, Hamashiach, Yahawah. Shalawam to all the ox out there, all the Ahchwaths out there. The water for tuning in. If you have tuned in, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share. That was so beautiful. We are the saints of the Most High Yahweh. The power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The power of Israel. The Elohim of Israel. I got a good one here today. As he said in the song, if you paid attention, if you listened to the song, as it was documented, it was said, the man of sin, we have paid the price. The sin is upon us as a nation, as upon a people. I want to get a little bit into it today. But before we dive all the way deep into that, let's get always to Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1, the rewards of wisdom. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them upon thy neck, write them upon the table of thy heart. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of the Most High and man. Verse 5, trust in Yahweh with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And verse 7, be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. Words of wisdom. We must depart from evil. But James, Yahawah's brother, he left something for us right here in his book. And it says in James 1 and 12, blessed or Barak is the man that endureth temptation. So that man that endureth temptation, he shall be exalted. That's what the word blessed or Barak means. It means to be exalted or to kneel. So in this instance, in this way that is being used, this man will be exalted. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. That's how he will be exalted, because he will receive the crown of life. Notice what it says. Blessed is the man that endureth, meaning he didn't give in. He continued to fight. He fought the good fight of temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the master have promised to them that love him. Remember, Yahawah said, if you love me, keep my commandments. They are not grievous. If you love me, you will keep my commandments. Verse 13, let no man say when he is tempted. Whatever your temptation may be. I don't know, money, drugs, women, cars, clothes. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's a temptation out there in this world. But what it's saying is, let no man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of the Most High Yahweh. For Yahweh cannot be tempted with evil. So the Most High Yahweh, our Abba, our Father, he cannot be tempted with evil. There is no evil in him, Salakia. For if you read Matthew, I believe it's 19:16, when the rich man came to Yahawashi and asked him, "Good master, what can I do to inherit eternal life?" Yahawashi turned around and told him, "Why do you call me good? There's only one good, that is the Father that's in the Shemayim. Worship him. He is the only one that's good," right? So he cannot be tempted with evil. Neither tempted he any man. So the Most High don't tempt any man with evil. Because every man, this is very important. I'm going to highlight all this. Every man that's born from the womb of a woman, every man that comes into this world is tempted. Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. So it's not the actual temptation, it's the actual lust that's inside of us as human beings, as men. We entice our own self. Let me say that one more time. Hopefully you can grasp this. The lust is inside of us, and we're drawn away by our own lust and enticed by our own lust. Meaning it's something inside of you that's wicked inside of you. That lust is inside of you, and it draws you away from the Most High, because the Most High, as it says in verse 13, is righteous and he cannot be tempted with evil. This is why when you go astray, you're being tempted, but the temptation that's in front of you, it's your own lust. It's your own thing inside of you. This is why it says own right here. It's something of yours. You own it. You own your own lust. So when somebody say, "Oh, I'm being tempted," or "I lusted after this," well, it's inside of you. You own it. And that's what I think we have to understand is that once you come to the realization that the lust is inside of you and you have to own it, meaning you have to overcome your own self, then we start to see what it is that you're fighting against and what it is that you're up against. Verse 15, then when lust have conceived, it bringeth forth sin. It conceived, it brought it forth. Now you in the moment, you're indulging in the lust, and then it bringeth forth sin, because now you're committing the act that you decided to do, whatever it is. And sin, when it is finished, it bringeth forth death. Well, we know it bringeth forth death because what? The wages of sin is what? Death. And it says in 16, do not err, my beloved brother. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So we need to understand that the lust is inside of us. And that's very important. It says when he is drawn away of his own lust. So we have to look at ourselves in the mirror, as the scriptures, as the Bible says. Look at yourself in the mirror. Verse 24, I'm going to say this. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he is. What it's talking about is when you look at yourself in the mirror right here, you say, I'm a man of the Most High. I'm a man of Yahawah Ahchyam and Mashiach Yahawashi. And then when you leave from off of the mirror and you go out into the world, it's saying you forget what type of manner of man you are. Because you fall into what? Sin. Then that's when it says in verse 25, Salakia, but whoso looketh into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be exalted in his deed. So we can't forget the law that the Most High Yahawah has given to us. And we know that our people did. That was James. We know that our people, let's go to Genesis. Genesis 6 and 5. We know our people did. And it says, and Yahawah saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination and of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So we see here that the wickedness of man, his imagination and his thoughts. Your imagination is in your mind, and your thoughts are in your mind. Is it not the same thing James is saying right here, that the lust is inside of you? It's the same exact thing right here. James 1 and 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed. And Genesis 6 and 5 is saying the same thing. And the Most High Yahawah saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination, everything in his heart, everything in his mind, everything in his soul of thoughts of his heart was only what? Evil, continually. Only evil. He was in a state of lust. He was in a state of temptation. He was in a state of being enticed continually, as Genesis says. Continually. When we read in the book of Jeremiah right here, it says what? Jeremiah 17 and 9, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Who can know it? The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahawah, search the heart and try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Man's heart is deceitful and is wicked and is evil. This is why it says that I read in Proverbs, don't lean to your own understanding. Let me get another one real quick, if I can. Job 15. I'm going to go right here, verse 16. Job 15 and 16. How much more abominable, and filthy is man, which drinketh iniquity like water. Iniquity is what they would call sin. It says he drinks sin like water. He loves it. He needs water to live. You need water to survive on earth, whether you're getting it from the fruits or you getting it from the actual water that you got, from the spring water. But you need some type of water to live. And it says he drinks it like water. Sin. Guzzling it down. How much more abominable and filthy is man, which drinketh sin like water. And this is what we have to realize. This is why it says right here in Jeremiah, as we just read, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So don't trust or lean on your own understanding and your heart, which a lot of people do, because why? It's wicked. It's evil. And your imaginations are wicked and evil. It's not what it said in Genesis. And the Most High Yahawah saw the wickedness of man was great in the earth, just as it is today, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Only evil continually. Why? Because he was drawn away by his own lust and enticed, as James said. Let's get Corinthians. 1 and 10. 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Salakia. Avoid Israel mistakes. Avoid our forefathers' mistakes. These things were written aforetime for our learning. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses of Mashah in the cloud in the sea, and did eat that same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ, Hamashiach Yahawashi. But with many of them, the Most High Yahweh was not pleased, or Salakia was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples. Just like I said, these are our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted. Once again, Genesis 6 and 5, continually, their hearts was only evil continually. Same thing from Genesis all the way to Corinthians is saying the same thing, as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, which a lot of people are today. A lot of people are idolaters. Whatever it is, money, clothes, women, shoes, all of those things are idolatry. A lot of our brothers and sisters have a problem with Nike and Jordans and all of this stuff on the wall, and thousands or hundreds of pairs of Jordans and shoes, and putting them in containers and so they don't get dirty, and their jewelry and their hats and their clothes. And these are things of the heathen that the Bible speaks about. So why are you being an idolater and showing your brothers and sisters that they should be idolaters? The Bible speaks against that. It says those type of things are for the heathen. Anyway, let me continue on. Neither be idolaters, or Salakia, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. What is it speaking about here? Speaking about in the book of Exodus, where Moses was on top of the mountain getting the commandments. The people that were down there, they rose up to eat, drink, and play. Right? They was going against the Most High Yahweh. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of the serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for our examples. Once again, this is why it's so important that we read the scriptures, that we may have an understanding that these things are for our examples to help us maneuver on our pilgrimage here on this earth. For all of us, me included. Don't think because I'm doing a lesson that I'm obsolete and I got all of the answers. No, I'm just as you are, whoever's looking at this, watching this, paying attention to this. I'm just a fellow brother, a fellow servant, a fellow brother in Hamashiach Yahawashi, right? So I'm no greater than you or less than you. So we are all brothers. We're all across the board the same. Now all these things happen unto them for an example, and they are written for our admonition, upon what? Upon whom the ends of the world are come. So this is our warning. They're warning us. They're warning us. A great warning for us, his people, Israelites. Wherefore let him that thinketh he stand take heed lest he what? Fall. There have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. I love this verse right here because it lets us know, when we look into it, The only temptation that has taken you is common to man, which is flesh. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. But with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So when we look into the temptation that we're being tempted with, and we know, as James said, it's coming from the inside of us, it's the lust, the evil, the wickedness, that evil, wicked heart, and the imaginations and the thoughts that are inside of us, the Most High makes a way out. He gives us a way out. Who is that way and how is that way? What is that way? Yahawashi HaMashiach. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men. Judge you what I say. So we're speaking to wise men. I'm going to read that one more time in 1 Corinthians 10 and 13 because I think that's very important. There have no temptation taking you, but such as common to man. But the Most High Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. That's beautiful, knowing that the Father has made a way for us to be able not only to escape it, but to bear it. 1 John chapter 2, verse 15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of what? The flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of this world. So we cannot love the world. We can be fond of this world. But notice what it says. It's the lust of the flesh, and it's the lust of the eyes. The eyes are the window to your soul, and the eyes create what? Your imagination. The eyes create your thoughts, as Genesis said right here. And the Most High Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of this world. So even John told us to not love this world, because all that's in this world, everything that's in this world, every single thing that's in this world is the lust of the flesh. The reason you lust after it is because of the flesh. The reason you lust after it is because of the eyes. Pride was not made for man. You get that in the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 18. And it says, is not of the Father, but of this world. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High Yahweh, that's who will abide forever. You have to do the will of the Most High Yahweh. and you must not commit the lust of your flesh or the lust of your eyes. This is what James is talking about, that every man is led away or drawn away of his own lust. James 1:14. Every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. The things of this world, as John is speaking about right here, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, this is what's drawing you away. You're enticed, as James said right here in 1:14, you're enticed by those fancy cars. You're enticed by those beautiful women. You're enticed by that money. That bag is this so-called that you say you chasing. You enticed by those clothings, the raiment that these wealthy people have on, Fendi, Gucci, Prada. I don't know all of the names, but you're enticed by these things. And as John is letting us know right here in 1 John 2:3, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. That's all that is. Once again, in Genesis, the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, as it is in 2024 right now, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Nothing has changed. The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. Right now, you can go on social media, and everything that's on social media is the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. This is why everybody's on there half naked. This is why everybody's on there showing off all of their possessions. When the Most High said, or Yahawashi said, lay up your treasures or your possessions in heaven, not on earth, where moth and dust and rust and thieves could break in. But the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes is what the world holds on to. This is why we're commanded, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, you're so fond of it, you're enjoying the things of this world, the love of the Father is not in him. I hope that you're getting this. This is what sin is. This is why James said this. We're enticed, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. You're in the world and you're drawn away by your own lust. Why? Because you love the world. The world is drawing you away and enticing you to do what? Sin. Right here in James. And then it says, then when lust have conceived, meaning you have taken part of things in this world, you love the world, you have taken part of things in this world, what happened? It bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, it bringeth forth death. So if you love this world and you're a part of this world, it's going to bring you to death. Because you're going to do sin, you're going to commit the sin, and it's going to bring forth death. But let's see how we can be free from all this. Let's see what the word will give us and tell us how to be free from the lust of our flesh, the lust of our eyes, the pride of life. How not to be enticed. Let's get it. The truth will make you free. John 8:31. Then said Yahawashi to the Jews which believed on him, if you continue, or ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make ye free. I want you to see that. Hopefully you see that. John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth. So we got the truth right here. And the truth shall make you free. So you will be free from what? The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and love of this world. You will be free from every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. John is saying you will be free. Yahawashi said you will be free. They answered him, we are of Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? Yahawashi answered them, truly, truly, I say unto you, whosoever committed sin is the servant of sin. So when you sin, when you commit a sin, you are a servant or a slave to sin. That thing is overpowering you. It has power. Sin has power over you. If you remember the song, when you clicked on this, it says that what? We are the saints of the Most High. All praises be to the Most High Yahawaah Ahchyam Hamashiach Yahawashi. And that's what we have to remember day to day, that we are the called out saints of Yahawashi Hamashiach. This is why he's telling us right here in John 8:34, whosoever committeth sin is a servant or a slave of sin. And it says in 35, and the servant abideth not in the house forever. So the servant or that slave won't be in that house forever. But the son abideth forever. But the son abideth ever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, who was the Son? Yahawashi Hamashiach, ye shall be free indeed. Ye shall be free indeed. The Son, Yahawashi, has made us free. That's why it says in 1 Corinthians 10:13, there have no temptation taking you, but such as common to man. But the Most High Yahweh is faithful. How is he faithful? He sent his only begotten Son, Yahawashi Hamashiach, to free us, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but with the will, Salakia, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Take up your cross and bear it. Walk with it. Because you are free. Yahawashi said you are free indeed. Let that sin run right off of your back. You are free. Let me see if I can get another one. Hold on. Let me see. You are free indeed. Let me see. I want to read this. John chapter 12, verse 23. And Yahawashi answered them, saying, the hour is come that the Son of Man shall be glorified. Truly, truly, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it shall bringeth forth much fruit. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it until life eternal. Life eternal. If any man serve me, let him follow me. And where I am, there shall also my what? Servants be. My what? Servants be. If any man serve me, him will my Father honor. Him will my Father honor. Remember that if you serve the Most High and you serve his only begotten Son, he's letting you know right here that you what? And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make ye free. Down here he says, right here, and the Son therefore shall make you free. Remember he said if you follow him, you will be with him. Ye shall be free indeed. So you are free. I'm going to go ahead and close out with Romans 8. Hopefully you can see that. If you put your trust in Hamashiach Yahawashi, you are free indeed from what? This sin. This thing right here that entices us as man. Since the beginning in Genesis, from when he destroyed the world the first time, that our hearts was evil. As Jeremiah said, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? But we have been freed through Yahawashi and Mashiach, knowing that no temptation has taken us but such that is common to man. And he told us not to love the world or the things in the world, because the only thing that's in the world is the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes. And then in John, he told us, Yahawashi, that we what? Shall be free. We shall be free, because he is the truth. Like I say, hopefully you get the edification and you understand that. Romans 8:1, and I'm going to close out with this. Romans 8:1, there is therefore no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahawashi, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Rakah, or the Spirit. See, we can't walk in the flesh. We cannot walk in the flesh. Right here it says what? The lust of the what? Flesh. 1 John 2:16. The lust of the flesh. Paul is saying right here, who walk not after the flesh. So there's no condemnation for those who walk not after the flesh, but after the what? Rakah, the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of the Rakah of life in Hamashiach Yahawashi have made me free from the law of sin and death. I'm going to just read it verbatim from now on, especially with the Rakah. I don't want you to get confused. But he is free. Even Paul is saying that he is free now. So if Paul could be free, and all the other apostles could be free, and all of the other believers at this time could be free, you too, just as well as me, as I, can be free from the law of sin and death. Yahawashi said it himself. He is the truth. He is the door. He is the way. If you try to come up any other way or go any other way, you are a thief and a robber. Verse 3, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the what? Flesh. How was the law weak? The flesh. Why? Because people continued to sin. Why? Because they were enticed. They were drawn away, as James said right here in 14. When he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Let me get this real quick. This is 2 Samuel chapter 11 verse 2. And it came to pass in evening time that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, Is not this Bathsheba the daughter of Eliam? the wife of Uriah the Hittite, and David sent messengers and took her, and she came unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness. And she returned into her house, and the woman conceived, and and sent and told David, and said, I am with child. David slept with this man's woman. David slept with this man's wife. And he knew. It says it right here. He inquired. The wife of Uriah the Hittite. But the lust enticed him. He was drawn away by his own lust. David, our forefathers, he was drawn away by his own lust. This is why it says in Genesis, every imagination of thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And I'm not saying David's heart was evil continually. I'm just saying even David was drawn away by his own lust right here. Because every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. He knew that she was married to Uriah the Hittite, but she was so beautiful and he was so tempted, he was drawn away by his own lust. But as it says in John, we can be free from that now because we don't have to walk in the flesh to walk in the spirit. And it says in John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make ye free. Now we walking in truth, as Paul is saying right here. What the law could not do, in it that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own son, Yahweh sending his own son, in the likeness of the sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So now you can fulfill the law because the Most High Yahweh sent his son who fulfilled it and broke down sin and showed us how to walk in the spirit and not in the flesh. This is why he says in John 8:32 that you are free now. You are free. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. John 8:36. You are free. You don't have to be a slave or a servant of sin. You are free. Yahweh Shai said it. Yahweh made a way, as it says in Corinthians 10:13, there have no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. We are free from that is common to man now, because he sent his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which broke down sin, that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit. We must walk as spiritual beings. We have to be, and we should be, spiritual beings, walking after spirituality. For to be fleshly or carnal minded is death, but to be spiritual minded is life and peace. So we have to walk in a spiritual mind. This is how you can be free from sin and be free from a slave of sin in your life. But you have to walk as spiritually minded is life and peace. Because the fleshly or carnal mind is hatred against the Most High Yahweh. For it is not subject to the law of the Most High Yahweh, neither indeed can it be. See, we as believers in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai are subject to the law. So when you see Christians or you see people that so-called in the church that so-called believe in Jesus Christ, and you tell them about the law, how they should keep the law, They say it doesn't take all that, and that's not my God. Well, you know why it's not their God and it doesn't take all that? Because they don't truly believe and understand and know the scriptures of what it's saying about being free from the law. Yes, we are free from the law because we are under subjection of the law in a spiritual aspect, in a spiritual sense, and we have been freed through Hamashiach Yahawashi because we're not walking, as it says, in a carnal mind, because it is hatred against the Most High. Those Christians, those so-called believers, they are walking in hatred. Enmity against the Most High means hatred against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law. We are subject to the law. This is why we don't eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. This is why we don't cut our hair. This is why we grow our beards. This is why we don't wear mixed fabric. This is why we keep the Sabbath day. This is why we keep his Kodash feast days, because we are subject to the law. But anybody else that's not walking in spirituality or not walking in the spirit, they keep Christmas. They keep Thanksgiving. They keep these pagan holidays. This is why they are carnal minded. Verse 8. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High Yahweh. I didn't write this. Paul wrote this 2,000 some odd years ago. So then they that are not, Salakia, I get ahead of myself. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High Yahweh, but you are not in the flesh. If you're here and you made it this far, 46 minutes in, and you still watching, I give all praises be to the Father Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai, the water so much, brothers and sisters, for those that made it this far, for tuning in, the water, thank you so much. But you are not in the flesh, but in the Rakar, in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Hamashiach, he is none of his. And if Hamashiach be in you, the body is dead. This is why it says that you free. You have given up that body. I just read it a minute ago. If any man shall lose his life in John 12, I just read it. If you need to go back, rewind it and go back to that. Romans 8 and 10. And if Hamashiach be in you, the body is dead because of sin. But the Rakah, the spirit, is life because of what? Righteousness. But if the spirit of him that raised up Yahawashi from the dead dwell in you, meaning the Most High Spirit dwells in you, he that raised up Hamashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Rakah or spirit that dwell in you. Therefore, brethren, we are what? Debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. Let me get this real quick, if I may. I'm going to pull it somewhere right here. I'll pull it right here. Paul said we don't have to live after the flesh. And if somebody doesn't know, I'm going to just get this real quick step, just in case it may be somebody out here who don't know. Now it says, this is Galatians 5 and 19. Now the works of the flesh. So we're talking about the flesh in Romans 8. Right here. Therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. So in Galatians, it's going to tell us this is the things that the people that work, the people that live in the flesh and walk after the flesh, these are the things that they do, right? Which are what? Idolatry, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies, envying, murder, drunkenness, reveling, and such like of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in past time, they that which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. So Paul is saying, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh. We're not in debt to the flesh to live after the flesh. You don't have to live after the flesh. You don't have to do all these things that I just named, because Yahawashi said he has freed you from all of these things. He has freed you from idolatry. He has freed you from witchcraft. He has freed you from envying and murder and drunkenness. He has freed us from this. For if we live after the flesh, you shall die. But if you live, Salakia, but if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. Meaning, if you change your way. Let's get that word, because I want people to see it. We're about to close out. It's the Greek 2289.
Strong's G 2289, Thanatao. Thanatao.
It says to put to death. If you put to death the ways of the flesh, put to death the ways of that flesh. Destroy it. To kill it. Become dead. To put to death. Kill. So he's saying put to death the ways of that flesh. For if you live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if you live through the Spirit, and you put to death the deeds of what? The body, meaning you kill that old man, you kill that fleshly man, you kill that sinful man that's enticed or led away. If you kill that man, put to death that man, the deeds of the body, you shall live. For as many are led by the Spirit of the Most High Yahweh, they are the sons of who? The Most High Yahweh. I'll read it verbatim. For as many are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. And it says in verse 15, for ye have not received the spirit of bondage. Again, you're not under bondage. Yahweh Shai Mashiach said, you are free indeed to fear. You don't have to fear no more. Put your trust in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. But ye have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry. What do we cry? Abba, Father, Yahweh. Abba, Abba Nawa Yahweh. All praises be to the Father Yahweh. I'll read verse 16 and I'll close out. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Elohim, our Father, Yahweh, giving all praises, honor, glory, esteem to the Ancient of Days, the Giver of Life, the Shaddai Allah, Abanawa Yahweh, Ba'ashama Mashiach Yahweh Shai. With that, I say Shalawam. Hopefully this was edifying. Remember, we are led away by our own lust and our own sin inside of us. Turn back to the Most High. Turn to our brother, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who laid down his life for us, that we may be free from a life of sin. Put your trust in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Shalawam.